Good afternoon, beautiful ladies. You are so beautiful today. I am a survivor, and I also would just like to thank you all for asking me here today. I appreciate it. And if you have family members that are a survivor, I know you all know that it probably has been a rough and tough road because being a breast cancer survivor, it is a fight. And I thank you all for, and I appreciate for the work that you all are doing here today. Your theme is so beautiful as well as you are. And you know that October is breast cancer awareness, but I always tell people that because of breast cancer being so prominent and so high among the women today, I always say we need to celebrate it every month, every day, because it takes a fight. It's like it's a war. So we need to fight every day to find a cure and to support the ones that are survivors and the ones that are going through it now. And because most times the statistic says that 1 in 8 women will fall to breast cancer in their lifetime. So you know that's a large number when you think about it and you look at the statistics and see all the number of ladies that have fought breast cancer and survived it, and the ones that are going through. So we need to celebrate it all the time. But you know, you have to remember that early detection, it is the key. And even as young as you are, you need to start doing your breast exams, your self-breast exams, doing monthly, and scheduling your regular clinical exams, doing your mammograms. If you have a history of breast cancer in your family, it's not too early to start talking with your doctors to see if you can do your mammograms every year. It's not too soon. The earlier it is to detect it, the better the survival rate is. And breast cancer, like I say, it's a fight. It's almost like a war because you're fighting to survive. You're fighting to live every day of that diagnosis. And as for me, in September, I'm just going to do a little synopsis of my story. If I tell my whole story, I'll be here all evening. But in September of 2003, on a Saturday, I was doing a self-breast exam and I discovered a lump. And I called my doctor sometime after that because you know when you feel that lump, you're going to develop some fear. That fear is going to come over you. So because of that fear, I hesitated a few weeks before I called my gynecologist, and then I finally called her and she examined me, and indeed she felt like that it was something that needed to be looked in immediately. So she referred me to a breast specialist and a surgeon. And of course, he also thought the same, and he suggested a biopsy. And Ms. Williams mentioned the biopsy, and I did the biopsy, and yes, the results came back in that I did have breast cancer. It was at stage 2. So I was just about, if I had not gone when I did, I may not would have survived like I did, like I am now, because it was at stage 2. And I thank God that for that Saturday morning that I was able to do that self-breast exam. And after, when you hear those 4 words, you have breast cancer, it's just like, I was just at a standstill. Like you can hear nothing else but those 4 words. And you wonder, like I did, what am I going to do? Why me? And then after, when I rode home that day, my husband was driving home, and I just rode home in silence. I'm thinking, why me? How did I get breast cancer? But then you stop and you think and you pray just like I did. And you say, why not me? I thought about all the other survivors that had gone before me, the ones that had passed on with breast cancer. And then I had to come out of that selfish mode and say, why not me? And then I went another few weeks and the doctor called and said that I needed to make a decision. They had not heard from me. So I prayed and I seek the guidance of the higher being, and I did. I called my doctor, called him back, and from there he set a plan, what I needed to do. And from that day, I scheduled for surgery. I went through a 3-hour surgery. I went through a mastectomy. Then I went through 6 rounds of chemotherapy, and that is you just take all that you can when you go through chemotherapy. It's nothing that you can go through alone. You need your family, you need your friends, you need prayer. So you really have to really be strong at that time. Excuse me, y'all, for my phone ringing. And then I went through 6 weeks of radiation treatment. And afterwards, for 5 years, I was placed on a cancer pill, which was called a Remedex. And I took it for 5 years to prevent the reoccurrence. And I thank God, after about 8 years into the cancer, I went back after CT scans almost every 3 months, x-rays. I was diagnosed as cancer-free, and I can say today that I am cancer-free, and I thank God for that. But during your fight with your cancer, if you have family and friends, stick close to those persons, because they would need you. And if you're ever diagnosed with breast cancer, always stick close to family and friends, because you would need them for that strength, for that love, for that encouragement. And that helps you along with that fight with your breast cancer. And during that time, I lost my hair. You lose your whole appearance. It's just like you're a whole different other person, looking a different way. So you have to fight, and you have to keep your health and all of that. And that helped me get through my cancer. And you have to remember that as you go through your cancer and trying to stay with that survival, take care of yourself, eat right, exercise, because your health is in your hands, and you want to do what's right so that you can fight it on every end and every which way. And then I had to come out of that selfish mode. You come out of that, even though you're going through, you have to reach back and help somebody else, and that helped me along the way too. Whenever I went to my doctor's appointments, there were always someone else in that doctor's office hurting and in more pain than I was. And I was always thankful that I could give them a encouraging word and speak to them. So always understand that it's not all about you, because there are others going through what you're going through. And then I thought about how some was going through worse than I was. Their pain was a little worse than mine. So you have to come out of that selfish mode and realize you are not by yourself. You are not alone. There are others going through the same thing you're going through. So I won't take too long, but just remember, young ladies, when you remember that all of us as women, you as young as you are at risk for breast cancer. So just remember to take care of yourself, study the facts, read the facts, and just help and fight with the cure, because it's just not about you, it's about all of us as women. So just remember, during October and even from January up until September, just always remember to just kind of fight for the cause. And you see somebody out there with breast cancer, give them an encouraging word, because that would go a long way. That love from your family and friends, it would go a long way. So just remember, keep fighting for the cause.